They say trust is the foundation of love. But what happens when that foundation crumbles in an instant? I came home earlier than expected, only to find my wife in bed with 3 lovers. My heart pounded, but instead of reacting in rage, I made a chilling decision. I quietly retrieved my gun from the safe, blocked their cars, and called her with a calm voice. "Darling, plans have changed. I'll be home in 10 minutes. I built my life on 2 pillars, hard work and trust. As the CEO of a luxury hotel chain, in Vienna, my days were consumed by high-stakes meetings, investor pitches, and meticulous planning. Through it all, my wife, Isabella, had been my rock, or so I believed. We met when I was still climbing the corporate ladder. With her fiery, red hair and a laugh that could light up any room, she quickly became the love of my life. After 2 years of dating, we married, and I spared no expense in giving her a dream life. A penthouse overlooking the Danube, vacations in Santorini, and every luxury she could desire. I thought I had given her everything, but that illusion shattered one fateful afternoon. My day had started like any other: coffee, a quick workout, and a video call with my London investors. That evening, I was scheduled to attend a gala in Salzburg, a networking event that would keep me away until midnight. However, a last-minute cancellation left me with an unexpected free afternoon. I decided to surprise Isabella. I didn't call her. I wanted to catch her off guard in the best way possible. I pictured her delight as I walked through the door with her favorite macarons from a patisserie she adored. Never once did I imagine what I was about to discover. As I approached our penthouse, something felt off. The balcony door, which Isabella always made sure to lock, was ajar. A creeping suspicion settled in my chest. When I stepped inside, the silence was deafening. The only sound was the faint hum of the refrigerator. Then a muffled laugh shattered the stillness. My heart sank. The sound wasn't coming from the living room or the kitchen, but from our bedroom. Moving silently, I crept forward. The door was slightly open, just enough for me to see inside. And there she was, Isabella, entangled with not 1, but 3. They laughed and whispered, oblivious to the world outside that room. Time froze. My hands trembled as emotions crashed over me. Anger, betrayal, disbelief. My wife, the woman I had trusted for over a decade, had turned our sanctuary into a stage for her infidelity. 1,000 scenarios raced through my mind. I could have stormed in, confronted them in a fit of rage. I could have screamed, demanded answers, thrown them out. But instead, a cold, calculated calm took over. I wasn't going to act on impulse. I was going to take control. Backing away silently, I made my way to the study. Inside the safe rested my Glock, a weapon I had kept for protection, but never thought I'd need. I wasn't planning to use it, but its presence alone would be enough to make a statement. I walked to the parking area, found their cars, and blocked them in. Then, with steady hands, I dialed Isabella's number. She answered on the second ring, her voice carefree, unaware of the storm about to descend. "Darling?" she purred. I inhaled deeply and spoke with an eerie calm. "Plans have changed. I'll be home in 10 minutes. The silence on the other end was deafening. And that was just the beginning. To make a point, I headed straight to the underground parking garage. I located 3 unfamiliar luxury cars, each one radiating arrogance, and used my spare keys to block them in with my own. They wouldn't be going anywhere anytime soon. Satisfied, I returned to the balcony, letting the cool afternoon breeze steady me as I dialed Isabella's number. "Darling," I began, my voice deceptively warm. "Plans have changed. The gala was canceled, so I'll be home in about 10 minutes. A long pause, then a nervous laugh. "Oh, that's wonderful, Leo. I'll see you soon," she said, her voice smooth. Too smooth. But I could hear it, the silent panic, the gears turning in her mind as she scrambled for a way to cover her tracks. "By the way," I added, my tone casual, but firm, "make sure the place is tidy. I'd hate for anything to ruin our evening." I hung up without waiting for a response and stepped back inside the penthouse. I knew exactly what was waiting for me. The moment I entered, I was greeted by the sound of hurried footsteps. hushed whispers. Then, Isabella appeared. Her hair was disheveled, her face flushed. She tried to act composed, but her darting eyes betrayed her. "Leo, you're early," she said, forcing a smile. "Yes," I replied evenly, placing the macarons I had brought onto the counter. "I thought it would be nice to surprise you." Behind her, 3 men emerged, an awkward mismatched trio, each one trying and failing to look unfazed. I let the silence stretch, watching as their confidence withered. "So," I finally said, leaning against the counter, "aren't you going to introduce me to your friends?" Isabella opened her mouth, but no words came out. One of the men, clearly the boldest, stepped forward, attempting to salvage the situation. "Look, man, this isn't what it looks like." "Oh, I think it's exactly what it looks like." I cut in smoothly, pulling a Glock from behind me and placing it on the counter. I didn't aim it at anyone. I didn't have to. The message was clear. Tension crackled in the air, thick enough to choke on. I took my time, pacing slowly, letting their fear settle. "You," I said, nodding at the bold one. "Do you know where my wife got that necklace she's wearing? I bought it for her in Venice, a city of romance. Ironic, isn't it?" He swallowed hard, but said nothing. "And you two," I continued, turning to the others. "Do you even know her middle name? Or is she just a fleeting thrill?" Then I looked at Wa. "Isabella, I've given you everything, a life most people could only dream of. And this is how you repay me?" Tears welled in her eyes, but I felt nothing. She had made her choices. "Here's what's going to happen," I said coldly. "You 3 are going to leave and never come back. Your cars are blocked in, so you'll have plenty of time to reflect, while waiting for a tow truck." Then I turned to Isabella. "And you're going to pack your things and be gone by tomorrow. The divorce papers will be on your desk by morning." The aftermath was messy, but freeing. Isabella tried to apologize, claimed she had been lost, that she needed excitement. Her words meant nothing. I ensured the settlement reflected her betrayal, minimal at best. The 3 men disappeared into obscurity, their egos shattered, their reputations tarnished. Our social circles devoured the scandal, and none of them dared to show their faces again. As for me, I rebuilt. Betrayal had been a wound, but it had also been a wake-up call. I poured my energy into my business, expanding my hotel empire. I went to therapy, determined not to let bitterness consume me. Months later, I found myself on a yacht in the Mediterranean at a business retreat. That's where I met Sophia, a lawyer with sharp wit and an even sharper moral compass. Unlike Isabella, she valued honesty, integrity. Our connection was instant, but this time I was careful. I took my time. Trust, I learned, wasn't something you gave away. It was something you built brick by brick. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden light over the water, I raised a glass of champagne. Life, I realized, has a way of breaking you apart, only to put you back together, stronger. Sometimes, I murmured, watching the waves, the worst betrayals lead to the best beginnings. And with that, I closed the chapter on my past, ready to embrace a future I truly deserved.